I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles for a much-anticipated main event. 12 rounds among heavyweights between these two great warriors. He's making his way down to the ring, and he does so with a confidence where he knows he put all the hard work in, and he's ready to explode inside those ropes. Ортис is on his way to the ring. You can see it in his eyes. You just know he's got that feeling tonight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Jamilь. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, the contentious Ортис.
All right, remember, protect yourselves at all times. No headbutts, no low blows.
The opening bell of this scheduled 12-rounder here. A much-anticipated fight. Round one underway. Many may believe that in a matchup like this, power puncher versus power puncher, that he who has more power wins. But in a way, is it as simple as saying he who has more fundamentals wins?
Yes, absolutely. He who has a missile to get that bomb to the target, he's going to win.
And now he's putting his punches together. There he goes. The counter. It's as if they couldn't wait for the opening bell. Going at it right from the start, and we're still in the first round. Good stuff.
No, it's like watching the Pirates of the Caribbean, and the Pacific, and the Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean. Everything.
And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. Three consecutive punches by Bad Intentions. Teddy, do you think the sport needs a national or international governing body?
Yeah, it's the only major sport, at least it used to be a major sport, that doesn't have that. And there's no unilateral control. And when there's no unilateral control across the board, well, you have too many spots that are weak for the sport, spots that do not serve the sport.
Parries that punch intended for the head. Protecting his head well with his guard. Last 10 seconds. And this round comes to an end. A round that was highly entertaining. They put forth a non-stop effort.
Well, that's the styles that they figured to bring to this fight. Both guys with good motors.
Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Great movement to get away from those punches. Ортis is proving to be elusive. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Blocks the headshot. A nice, crisp hook after a fine defensive effort. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Wow, is he defensively sound. Another jab comes in. How is he able to do this? How is he able to take these shots?
You know, one time Muhammad Ali talked about taking a chin. He had one of the great chins of all time. And what he basically talked about was that when you start to get hit those shots, you start to go down a hallway. And then you go into a gray room. You go from a light room to a gray room. And at the end of the hallway, you see a dark room. You don't want to go to that dark room. And you have a choice. You put your feet down, you start backing up. I'm not going to that dark room. This guy is not being taken to that dark room.
Gets rid of that effort. Dynamite's a pro, but he's not a well-rounded pro, because a better level of fighter would be committing to the body more here, wouldn't he, Teddy?
Yeah, well, first of all, he would recognize that that's where he's supposed to be going now that his opponent, you know, is taking off a little bit with those fast shoes. No better way to take those shoes off his feet than to go downstairs.
Halfway through this round here. And a smart counterpunch by Dynamite. Well-placed counterpunch by Dynamite. way to protect the midsection. Dynamite's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. 10 clicks of the top. Nice block by Bad Intentions. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. And he pulls the trigger again. Seconds to go in round number 4. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. Wow, is he defensively sound. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Seconds to go in the 4th. Way to block there. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Ортis is doing a nice job being comfortable on the outside. Well, there he is on the outside, staying away from any danger, but still able to do what he wants.
Hey, Joe, so often we talk about the height, we talk about the length, but how about talking about patience? How about talking about discipline? He's using both those assets beautifully, staying on the outside, getting his kind of fight.
This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Keep the head moving.
He got hit. Oh, now the uppercut. Wow, is he defensively sound. That was not well targeted by bad intentions. What guts it takes, what commitment it takes to keep up with this kind of a pace. The action's been nonstop.
Now, the one thing I can tell you is this is where you don't worry about pace. You don't think about pace. Otherwise, you could not be doing what these guys are doing. They're just going round to round.
Well-targeted counterpunch by Dynamite. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Comes right back with some offense of his own. Able to show you his blocking ability. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action. The kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Now committing to that jab, straight hand, and it works out. Ortiz is employing one of the three facets of good fundamental defense. And right now he's using the legs.
Yeah, he is, and that is one of the facets. The other is to block, the other is to move your head. And right now he's controlling range. What his opponent has to do now is look to get into a place where maybe he can time him. Time him as he steps out.
Oh, good-looking two-punch combination by bad intentions. We just have not seen the big shots from this guy. He is not throwing the power punches, Teddy. What would you say to him?
Well, first of all, I would say to him, what do you think, that he's going to make a deal with you? If you don't hit him hard, he won't hit you hard? No, it doesn't work like that, my friend. He's going to get confidence now. He's going to take advantage of this.
He just missed that shot up top. Halfway through round 6. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. And he scores again. As basic as could be, but it works. A jab followed by the straight. He got hit, but he sends it right back. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Ortiz is fighting real smart here on the outside. Ortiz is doing a good job of just creating some space there, just pushing off. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Good work now, backing up what he did. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited, he can pick him off a little bit.
Good way to protect the midsection.
Come on, kid, folks.
After a fine defensive effort by Dynamite. Nice block. Turn defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
He has taken a lot of punishment here.
Well, the special fighters find a way, even when it's desperate like this, to survive. He's got to find that way right now.
Blocked by Dynamite. Round comes to an end, and that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
Gets rid of that body shot. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Ortiz is doing really well on the outside, utilizing his jab. Ortiz is having a field day against his opponent. Now, if you're standing opposite him, you got to stop. Look at that. No doubt about it, he's hurt. That series of punches just got to him.
You know, right now he needs to go into that old Dean Smith four-corner offense where he just kills some time, slows things down a little bit.
Oh, what a great ability to recover. comes right back with a shot of his own. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Ortiz is just not putting forth the offense that he needs to put forth to be competitive here. Now, his opponent did some good damage earlier in the fight, but still, if he wants to get back in the mix, he's got to meet him punch for punch.
Well, that's over with now. You know, what this is all about, it makes me think about pool a little bit. You remember Minnesota Fats, right?
Sure.
Willie Mosconi. Now, everybody talked about Willie Mosconi was the better pure player. But when the money was on the line, Minnesota Fats came up. Well, guess what? The money's on the line now. Behave like a champion. Behave like a top fighter.
Both men trading hooks. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Good job protecting himself. And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. Ortiz's opponent's probably looking at him right now saying, wow, you're not changing anything up. You know, he got to him moments ago. Now he's got the same style that he's looking at again.
Yeah, but he got to him moments ago. Got to him one time. I think right now it's too early to all of a sudden throw everything out the window. But look for an adjustment if things don't change. If he can't get away from those punches, if he keeps having problems, he gets stunned again, then you might have to look for a change. You might have to make a change if you're going to survive.
Protecting his head well with his guard. Good looking right hand after he got hit. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Tactical game paying off. You can see the counter punch.
Yeah, you see the counter punch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Accurate counter punch by Bad Intentions. Dynamite showing that he doesn't have any head movement defensively whatsoever. What else is there, Teddy?
Well, there's legs. Start using your legs a little bit. Get out of range. One way or the other, get out of the other man's talking place.
This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special offensive happening in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Ортis is, Teddy, this has got to drive his trainer crazy because he's leaving himself wide open with these sweeping shots.
Well, you talk about that old saying, leaving the barn door open, and the horses are going to go out. Well, guess what? The punches, sooner or later, they're going to come in.
Turn defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
It's hard to believe that he can win this fight on the scorecard. That means it's do or die at this point. You got to go for broke.
Yeah, that means that you got to come up with that Hail Mary pass. Now, when you come up with that Hail Mary pass, you don't just chuck the ball. You have to have a receiver down there. You have to make sure that he's running a certain route. Right now, he's got to look for one spot, something to land that shot.
Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Good return fire that time. Showing you some defense there with the block. Comes right back with some offense of his own. Good block there by Bad Intentions. Protecting his head well with his guard. Digs in with a good solid uppercut after taking a shot. Able to show you his blocking ability. He returns the favor with an uppercut. Blocks the headshot. Scored well after being hit himself. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
Joe, it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
this is going to be close. He may be able to survive the round, but he has gone down now. From a big shot, now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Ortiz is much better. He goes down in the later stages of this round. He's going to try to survive it. End of that round. And the knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, the fighter who was floored, how do you treat him? Do you go soft on him when he comes back, or do you get right in his face? What's the way to approach it?
You have to know your fighter. You have to know the temperament of your fighter. Some guys, you know, they just kind of crawl up into a ball, and they don't come out of it if you get too strong with them. Other guys, they react well to that. So you got to know what he reacts to, first of all. And the most important thing, you have to get information. Why did he get dropped? You had your right hand down, you got hit the hook, get your right hand up. You'll be okay.
Taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Dynamite sticking to what we've always known of him, Teddy. The style hasn't changed, even though he was knocked down earlier.
You know, a lot of trainers would say, hey, they pat him on the back. They say, there you go, kid. You know, stay with your identity. Just make sure that you correct a couple little things you need to correct.
Nice block by Bad Intentions. Nice block by Bad Intentions. Trying to take away the wheels, going to the body with the double jab. Good scoring counterpunch by Dynamite. Targeting that head with the combination punching. Well-placed counter punch by Dynamite. Send it up to the ring at the end of this fight to hear what the judges had to say.
Tonight, the judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner, Bad Intentions,
Ortiz is your winner by a unanimous decision.
Well, he started going to the body, and it paid off for him, and it paid off for us. A good, solid fight.
It was indeed, and we're glad you were with us to witness it. I'm Joe Tessitore for Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us, and enjoy the rest of your night.